Well, tonight, Duluth police investigating after two shootings in just as many days, leaving one man dead and another in the hospital. This morning's deadly shooting happened on West 3rd Street. Yesterday's shooting was near East 6th Street. The two incidents, as you can see here on this map, just a mile apart. Northern News Now's Dominic Vitiello joins us live in studio tonight with the latest on the search for the suspects. Dominic?
Yeah, Laura, like you said, these shootings that happened on Thursday and Friday in the Central Hillside neighborhood had happened within a mile of each other. But Duluth Police Chief Michael Sanoa says they aren't connected.
Anytime there's a shooting in our community, it's concerning, and it concerns me. What we try to impact most, right, is people's perception of safety. We know events like this do not help that.
Duluth police patrolling the streets Friday after one man was found dead from a gunshot wound early Friday morning on West 3rd Street and 2nd Avenue West. Chief Sanoa could not share any more information at this time about the victim. Just 24 hours ago, another shooting in the same neighborhood a mile away near East 6th Street. The 47-year-old was found with gunshot wounds around 1 a.m. Thursday. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. In both cases, Chief Sanoa says there is no connection to gang activity, and he believes each shooting victim knew their shooters.
Living in that neighborhood, I can only imagine maybe some of the fear after having events like this so closely back to back in your community.
Chief Sanoa also confirmed that neither of these two shootings have any connection to the recent move of Chum or the Damiano Center in the area, and urges the community to reach out if they know anything. Chief Sanoa says DPD is still narrowing down leads, but no suspects have been arrested at this time. The 47-year-old shooting victim from Thursday's incident is cooperating with police at this time, and they ask anyone living in the area to check your video surveillance. And if you have any information that can help in either case, contact authorities. Reporting in Duluth, Dominic Vitiello, Northern News Now.
All right, Dom, thank you so much. And according to Chief Sanoa, the two shootings this week bring the total number of shootings to 19 so far this year, surpassing last year's number at the same time.